When you're serious about yourself, you can't be with just anyone because they'll cut you off before you even get the chance. Have to be careful who you deal with today because people will allow you to get heavily invested. This is why you don't invest too much time into another person that's not worthy of it. If a person is worthy of you investing your time in them, it's going to show. You're going to be able to see it right off the back. Like, okay, this is a worthy investment of my time. I'm not wasting time with this person. You don't want people to waste your time, and you shouldn't be wasting anybody else's time. It's good to be honest and straight up with people about what you want and what your plans are, because there are people out there that will just cut a person clean off. And it's good to have cutoff game, but you don't want anybody to hit you with the okey doke, right? Some people will allow you to invest all this time in and energy into them, and then they'll just get ghost on you. This is why you don't allow things to be forced. All right. This is why you take your time. This is why you get to know people. This is why you you have to be very you have to be very picky with you know who you give your time to. And people say like being picky is wrong, but if you mess around and deal with the wrong kind of person, then all it's going to do is set you back. It's going to hold you back. You're gonna have to possibly even start over in certain areas of your life. People will sabotage your jobs. All right, the place where you live. You have to be careful with who you deal with. All right, investing time in the wrong person is very detrimental to your style. All right, because it just it will put you at a disadvantage, and it will hold you back because you'll have basically someone that's a parasite in your presence, someone that's a parasite. All right, there's nothing that could grow from this. There's nothing that could come from this except toxicity. So the people that are toxic, obviously you're going to have to cut those people off, and you're going to have to get rid of these people. All right, you have to cut off toxic, negative people. Sometimes you don't see it coming, but there are signs. All right, if someone is not your kind of person, if you're always getting into arguments with someone, if someone is doing things that you constantly have to, you find yourself not liking what this person is doing, you constantly find yourself upset or irritated over what this person is doing. And not just talking about your little average irritation. I'm talking about like this person is almost like trying to be disrespectful and embarrass you. All right. You have to be careful with that. You don't want people to be disrespectful and try to embarrass you. You want, good people to be in your presence, and you want to be in the presence of good people. All right. You don't want to be embarrassing anyone as well. But you also have to make sure that the person that you're with is someone, or someone that you're talking to, or someone that you're dealing with is the type of person that you can get along with. All right. Don't settle for less just because the way a person looks, or because of what they have to offer, or if you are in it to win it in a situation, then if it's good to you, if it's something that works out for you, that's positive. But if it's the type of situation where it is not working out and is not positive, then you have to get rid of this person. All right. But you also don't want to invest too much time into people, because people will take that time, people will take that energy, and they'll dip. All right. Because people won't change. That's the moral of the story. People can change, but it's not liable for someone to change just because you're talking to them, or you're dealing with them, or you're doing business with this person. This person most likely will not change just to suit your needs. So it's like you'll end up being with someone, you know, or working with them, or partnering up with them, and if you put more time and energy into it than they are, then at the end of it, it's pretty much going to be all this that you've put into it, and you're pretty much the only one that's going to be missing out. This person's going to be taking everything that you've done, everything that you did, and they're just probably going to be moving on with it. So it's best to just it's best to be wise and not do everything at once, not try to put it all on a person at once, not give them all everything at once. And I'm not saying to bird feed people, but just dole things out accordingly. Do things in stages, do things as it goes. Don't try to do it all at one time. Don't try to be somebody, don't try to be the best person that you could be for another person, or please another person so much. Do enough, but don't overdo it. All right, don't put like your all into a situation that you're not going to get that back from another person. All right, because once you start to pour into a person, and once they start to feel themselves, once they start to feel like it's them and it's not you, and they can go off and be by themselves without you and still feel good and still be positive and all this good stuff, then the person might be feeling themselves, and they might dip, and they might move on with them, with their life or their business or whatever they're doing. And that's not a problem, but you don't want your time wasted as to where it's like, yeah, I put in a whole bunch of effort into this, or I tried to help this person, or I put a bunch of effort into this, and then they just bounce, and then they just dip, or the person is just gone. All right, so some people will cut you off before you even get the chance to cut them off, so you have to be careful. All right, so I'm not saying that you can't talk to people or deal with people, but you're going to want to do it at a certain pace, because if you show people everything if you show your whole entire hand at one time, this person may not be in it to win it, and if they aren't, you have someone that's just going to dip off with everything, and you might feel used. That might not be a good thing for you. That might not be a positive experience for you. So just take your time. All right. Take your time. Don't do too much for people. Fall back at times. If show people the same energy they're showing you, not to like mimic them or give the same energy they're giving. But if you see someone falling back, fall back. If you see someone not as interested, lower your interest. But you don't have to continue to deal with someone the way that you originally started to deal with them. If you see the way they're dealing with you change, and they're starting to be different. All right, if people start to get different on you, you don't have to get different on them. You just start being good to yourself, and take some of the good that you're doing to them, take that away from them, and pour that back into yourself. And that's really where you should be at with it. You don't have to be rude to anyone. You don't have to feel any type of way. Just dial it back a little bit and start being good to you. And if this person sees that, well, maybe I need to do a little bit more, or maybe I should do a little bit extra, or maybe I should take care of this situation like they've been taking care of the situation. Maybe I should put in some work into the business like they've been putting in some work into the business, as long as it's not one-sided. Because people like don't know, nobody wants something that's one-sided. No one wants something to where you don't feel like you're worth much or valued. Nobody wants to feel like that. So it's best to, number one, value yourself. so that way you're not looking for anyone to value you. But it's also good to show that you value the people on your team, making sure everybody could eat together, you know, feed the wolves, as they say, making sure everybody got enough and could take care of themselves and feed themselves and feed their family. Depending on if you're doing on doing things on the business side, or if you're just dealing with people, just make sure if someone is doing something, make sure you can make it even. If they're doing things for you, you do things for them. They're showing you that they appreciate you, you show them that you appreciate them. And that's really what makes the world go round. That's what makes people feel good. No one wants to feel underappreciated or unappreciated, because that's when people go off and they tend to either want to be by themselves, or they just stop messing with people for a while. And sometimes it's like that. People, you'll do things for people and they won't appreciate it. Like, people will just stay around and like not be feeling you like that, and just so they could get things from you, and they're using you and taking advantage of you. All right, so you have to be aware of that. Usually if someone is like taking advantage of you, they'll underappreciate the things that you're doing. Like, it'll never be good enough. Something won't allow them to be able to appreciate it. You'll get something for them and they'll be like, "Oh, well, you could have got the better version." It's like, "Yo, I just worked hard, got this, it's your birthday, I'm trying to do something for you." And even though we don't celebrate birthdays, got you a little this, got you a little that, and you feel some type of way about it because you feel it could have been better. People like that, like, you make sure you cut them off before they cut you off, because people like that do always end up leaving, always end up cutting the person off, because they probably already got like tons of people on the side already. All right, and if that's how they choose to live their life, that's how they choose to live their life. All right, but you don't want to get caught up in that, because you don't have no business getting caught up in that. All right, people like that are messy, man. People like that are extra messy. I mean, you can't clean them up. You can't, somebody with a messy aura, you cannot clean them up with your good positive vibes. You can't clean them up. You can't clean up somebody's energy if it's dirty. They gotta wash their own, you know what. All right, as far as keeping it clean is concerned. All right, so yeah, man, like you'll do the most for someone, and they just will be so unappreciative, and they'll just act like it's nothing. Usually, people like that, you need to cut them off, because sooner or later they're gonna cut you off. They'll probably end up dipping on you for somebody that could do more for them, or somebody that could do better for them, somebody that could buy them more of this or buy them more of that. That's why you don't let people in your pocket like that to begin with. All right, that's why you like somebody really has to be a special person for you to get financially involved with them. All right, forget intimacy. I'm talking about like, if I'm getting financially involved with you, that's as intimate as it gets. All right, because finances are very important. You got people out here working hard to do things for people, or using their hard-earned money, and people are being unappreciative. Like, money doesn't matter. You know, like, money doesn't matter. I'm not gonna say it doesn't grow on trees, because it does for you and me. But the thing is, it's like, yo, I'm not, like, you have to show me that you are in it to win it for me to reach into my pocket and come up off some cheese for this situation to happen. All right, for that to happen. For a person to be able to reach into their pocket, it's pretty much like they're reaching into their heart. People do things that they care about. I mean, people do things for people that they care about. All right, so that there are some cases where people do use money to manipulate others. So just because somebody is doing something for you monetarily doesn't mean they care about you like you might think. They might care about you, but just not like you think. All right, but people who genuinely care about you, and you can sense that it's real when they do things for you, they want it to be appreciated. They want it to make you happy and things like that. So it's like they're doing it for a good reason. They're not doing it to try to trap you, or keep you caught up, or make you dependent upon them. It's like, no, they're doing this from the bottom of their heart, because they think you're a cool person, you think they're a cool person, and y'all y'all are enjoying each other's company. There's nothing wrong with enjoying each other's company. There's nothing wrong with having some people in your life that are, a part of your process, and they're aiding you and helping you, and y'all got each other's back. That's cool. That's how it's supposed to be. There has to be communication. There has to be understanding. People got to be able to talk. People got to be able to you got to be able to communicate. And when a person is like playing you, or they're not really for you, you're not really going to be able to get through to them. It's going to be pretty much like a game. Like, even if you act like they hear what you're saying, it's like going to go in one ear and out the other kind of thing. um Usually, this person is always going to be like on some like, what do you have kind of stuff. And it's like, they won't even allow you to do it for them. They're just on some, what do you got. And it's like their attitude is just like, it's just showing forth that, like, their unappreciativeness, their greediness. This person is going to be really needy as far as your time. Like, they're going to be blowing you up, you know always wondering where you're at, because they don't want you to be given what you have to offer to somebody else. It's like this person is trying to keep you on a leash kind of thing. And it's like, we definitely ain't playing that over here. All right, we shut that type of behavior all the way down. So this person, you're going to end up having to cut off. All right, and you definitely want to cut this person off before they cut you off. All right, you don't want any attachments to a person like this. All right, that could be very detrimental to your style. And this is why it's good to not be emotionally attached to certain people, or just emotionally attached at all. All right, it's cool to feel good about other people. Is important to care about other people. It's cool to feel strongly about other people, but attachment is the root of all suffering. And you definitely don't want to be attached to somebody that's abusive, somebody that's will use you, somebody that will misuse you, someone that's wrong for you. And this is why people stay in a lot of situations where they'll try to get out of, but it's like they can't. It's like this person has them under a spell. So you have to break the spell. You got to break the mental chain. You got to do away with the witchcraft. Pray over yourself. All right, pray over your body. Pray over your energy. All right, pray over your spirit, your mind, your thoughts. Ask God to aid you and help you. But you have to be strong enough and gather up enough willpower to get out of this situation yourself. All right, because God is not going to be able to remove you from the situation, but he'll open the door for you to be able to get up and go. All right, so always pay attention to how people receive you when you do things for them, because you don't want to be doing things for the wrong person. You don't want to be doing things for somebody who's not going to appreciate it. You don't want to be doing things for someone that is going and doing things for somebody else, if that makes sense. All right. Unless y'all open like that, then unless y'all have that understanding that y'all ain't serious like that. But that's a different thing right there. You don't want to be you don't want to not be honest with a person. All right, you want to be open with a person. You want to be honest with them. You want to let them know um how you want to handle things. All right, so there's no surprises. There's no doing anyone any kind of wrong. Nobody gets any wrong ideas or anything like that. But usually, so in a situation like this, it wouldn't even get that far, because usually these people are not in it to win it. They're not in it to have any kind of understanding. This person is just you in it to win it with you, as far as what you can do for them, or what they can get you to do for them, or how you can help them, how you can assist them. It's supposed to be two people helping each other out, or however many people helping each other out. It's supposed to be people working together as a collective, as a group. But if someone is just all about themselves and they're in it for themselves, this person is going to be selfish. All right, they're like, people are sick. All right, this person will probably do some things for you just to get you involved and then draw back. All right, that's a manipulation tactic that people do. They give, they give, they give, and then once they see you give, once they see you giving, they draw back and then they don't give anymore. Those are some of the worst people to be around. But people do manipulate other people like that, and there are those types of spirits out here. So you just have to be watchful and be careful of who you show love to, who you show appreciation to, who you have love for. All right, who you are, who you take interest in, who you choose to associate with. because it could be the wrong kind of person where, you know, you're doing this for no reason, and for no reason, and you're wasting your time. But I mean, there's always a reason behind everything. God uses a lot of these things as a lesson. So if you're in this type of situation right now, use it as a lesson, and you're going to have to gather enough strength and enough courage to walk away. Because I mean, people will just keep using you. People will just keep abusing you. People will just keep misusing you. All right, people will just keep collecting. People will just keep letting you help them. You know, they'll let you help them for sure. They will let you help them for sure. All right, they always looking for the next thing that you can do for them. All right. And like when people get pushy, that's a definite sign that it's time to cut somebody off. Well, where is it? Or well, you said, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about like uncalled for, no type of understanding. If it's something important and it's something dire, like something needed, like, and you said you were gonna do it, you should expect a little, you know, little backlash, or but it shouldn't be like a person like demanded, like you owe me or this, that, the other. Like, you don't owe anybody anything but a thank you. You don't owe anyone anything but a thank you. All right, so don't let people get out of hand. Don't let people misuse you or walk all over you. If you're doing something for someone, that's cool. All right, I was at just I was out one day, and I heard someone. Yeah, I was out to eat, and I heard someone over. I heard someone talking to their cousin, and the person was basically just like yelling at them, and like, you said you were going to help me, and basically just trying to like bully his way into getting this money from his cousin. And I just was sitting there, I'm like, yo man, I'm like, whoever's on the other end of that phone, they just need to hang up. You know, sometimes you just need to hang up. Sometimes you just need to cut people off. Sometimes sometimes the problem you have is yourself, because you're holding on to someone that's toxic. Sometimes the problem is you, because you just won't let go of someone that's no good for you. All right. So if someone is good for you, that's a blessing. That's a good thing. That's an amazing thing. But if someone is not good for you, and if someone is not good to you, man, you kick that rotten old stank son of a you know what out your life, man. Because people take advantage of good people, and good people need to stop letting themselves get taken advantage of. Straight up. All right, good people need to start using the scissors on everybody that don't know how to act. All right, if you act like you ain't got no sense, if you act like you don't see what's going on here, you know, love for love, you for me for you. You know, I help, you help, we all help. If it's not a situation like that, then man, you kick these old rotten stank people out your life, man, because they don't deserve to be there. And all they're gonna do is just sit there like a sponge, just keep soaking and soaking and soaking and soaking it up. All the things that you could do for them, all the things that you can give them. Now, if this person is in a situation, and you know they're already involved in something, and they're doing their best to get up out of it, and you want to help them, then you know, you see what they can do, and whatever you're willing to do, that's as far as you go, as far as helping them is concerned. But you don't let people just take and not give anything, not help any kind of way, not do any kind of thing, not show you that they appreciate what you're doing for them in any kind of way. Don't let people deal with you like that. All right, the like people like that, you know, they don't serve a good purpose for you, and it's not something positive for you to continue to entertain. You don't want to entertain that type of energy in your life. People like that, they won't leave until you kick them out, or until they get enough, and then you have to, and then they just leave, and you're cut off, which is also a blessing. All right, them leaving is always a blessing. So if they leave, make sure you don't feel any type of way. All right, only thing that's going to happen is you're going to get your life back. Your money will probably increase and get better. Your life will probably improve and get better. You'll probably feel better about yourself overall as a person. And you know, things just get better when negative energy leaves. All right, when negative energy leaves, things just get better, and you'll feel better. And you know, like, things will be more peaceful. You'll get your peace back. And like, people get caught up in a person, or being around them, or what that person brings, or how that person makes them feel, you know. But it's like they'll settle for less, or they'll sell themselves short, because of the negativity that this person brings into their life. So if people are bringing negativity into your life, shut that down, cut them off before they cut you off, and don't deal with people who make you feel bad about yourself and who don't appreciate the things you do for them. Peace.